So today we got another short one. We're just looking at comparisons of objects. So I've got two objects here, obj and obj_b, both of them set to be an object with one property, a with the value of 1. So we've got a series of if statements here where we're comparing using some places 2, some places 3 equal signs. And this code is going to run until it finds the match. So where is it going to stop? Where is it going to find a match? What is the output of this code going to be? What day of the week are we going to get? So I'll give you a moment to think about that. If you're looking for a copy of the code, you'll find the link to it down in the description. So I'll just give you a moment and then I'll be back to talk about the answer. Okay, welcome back. So we're looking at comparing objects. Now we've got 3 equal signs and 2 equal signs. First of all, the 3 equal sign is when you are comparing two objects, if they are the exact same object. That's what we're talking about. 2 equal signs, we're comparing equivalency. Are these two things the same value? So in this case, when we run this code, what we're going to get is Saturday. That's the answer that we're going to get. I'll run it again. There we go, Saturday. So Saturday is the answer, and that means none of these things came back as true. So comparing these two objects, they look the exact same, but they're actually being stored at 2 different places in memory. So that makes them 2 completely separate objects. The fact that they have the same properties and the same values doesn't matter. Okay, moving on to the next one. Now we're talking about equivalency of value. Again, that works if you're talking about 2 things that have the same value, the exact same value. So 2 strings, 2 numbers, they have the same value. 2 primitives, which have the same value. Here, again, we're talking about 2 completely different objects. Yes, they're both objects, but they're not the same value. This will return false. We will not get this. Here, where we're comparing one of our objects with a created one, it's the same thing. Same as this. We're not going to get it, and we're not going to get it here when we compare those two. They're different objects, and the fact that they are objects means they're not the same thing. The object in JavaScript has a method called is, where you can compare. This is the same thing as doing what we did here on the line above. So it's not going to come up with an answer. Saturday, the only one, it's going to come up true. If you want to actually compare objects, and this is going to be a future video that I'm going to do, you're going to have to find out if the objects are of the same type. So using the type of command, we can check the length of properties, find out, use the keys method to get all of the properties, see if there's the same number of properties, go through and see if all the properties exist on both the objects, and then compare all the values of all those properties. If they have the same prototype. So there's a whole bunch of things that you're going to have to check to make sure that these 2 objects are actually equivalent to one another. And then if you want to talk about nested properties, so if I had a property inside of here that was another object, we'd have to drill down into that object and find out if those matched. And then if it was in here as well, we'd have to go inside of both of these objects. So we'd have to do this iterative loop down inside of them. But for this one, for just simply having the 1, we cannot do it simply with the object is method or with any combination of equal signs. If they are different objects, they are different objects. Now if I compared obj and obj, yes, those would be the same thing. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.